the water just started seeping in. And it was coming from underneath, you know, it wasn't just coming in a couple of holes in a wall or something with the stone foundation that we have. It was coming from up underneath there somehow as well. So that caused us to have constant problems with regard to water. And we decided at that time that we had had enough of the wet vacuum the basement and all of that. And then we called another company to come out. And so we decided we just wanted a system across the back of the house because we felt like that was sufficient. And found out it wasn't.
Exactly. That hydrostatic water covered on that back wall. I even remember I went to put sand around the side of the house, thinking that would just solve the problem. Mm-hmm. But the hydrostatic water was coming through the back wall. Once the competitor system was put in, not only did the water was coming through the back wall, but it started evidencing itself on the side wall.
Yep, and eventually around the front wall. Exactly. Everywhere the system wasn't is where the water decided to come in anyway. And we were extremely frustrated with that.
Yes, his and her wet vacs.
Yes, he had his wet vac on one end of the basement and I had a wet vac on the other end of the basement. And about 3 o'clock in the morning, I put mine down and said, that's it, we're calling Woods.
And left me downstairs, of course.
That's a true statement. And said, okay, this isn't working, you know. And Mr. Woods came out himself, took a look at it, and said, I'm going to fix this. And he did. That's when we got the entire system replaced. We took the other people's system out, quite frankly, and then finished it off with a complete Woods basement system all the way around our basement. And it has worked absolutely perfectly ever since then.
But what he said was true. He solved the problem. And we haven't had any problems since then.
So that's been since September of 2002. And here we are with a dry basement every day.
Right, but we were a little skeptical about whether or not Mr. Wood's system would work.
That's right.
Even though he was very convincing.
Yes.
So we went without a finished basement. For how long?
It was almost 2 years.
Exactly.
It was almost 2 years because we weren't buying all the promises just yet, since we had been through so many disappointments with it. But after a couple of years almost, I said, okay, I think, and we had plenty of, you know, driving hard, long 2-day rains to prove that the system really was going to work. And when we figured that out, then we did a nice job on our basement, and we're very happy with all of that. It's been dry and all has been well down there, so we're pleased.
No water.
No water.
That's correct.
No water.